All of 4 points from their last 2 outings has put Coventry Sphinx's fate firmly in their own hands, with 5 fixtures remaining in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands, as the Sky Blue and White safety buffer stands at a comfortable 11 points. Those on the outside looking in would say Coventry Sphinx will be playing step 4 football next season, but the players and coaching staff are taking nothing for granted. Maximum effort until the final day is not only desired, it is demanded. And they'll need to take it, and they'll need it to take the spoils from a Lye side buoyed by a strong display at promotion chasing Corby midweek. But still, with fading hopes of survival, Lye have got to pick themselves up and go again. We're live from the Lye Sports Ground with the best of the action, sponsored by Cahill Contractors, and commentary from Liam Cook. 2 changes are made to the Sphinx side after the late charge at home to Loughborough students last week. Riley Nicholson has his time to shine in defence this afternoon. He's entrusted at centre-back, partnering former Villa youngster Patrick Zito. Fortune Mafosa returns to the midfield trio in support of captain Callum Woodward and the ever-dynamic Idris Hosseini. Jamie Draper earns a well-earned rest, while striker Harvey Smith also takes a spot amongst the subs. Jack Downs is back in the Coventry contingent after missing several games with a rib injury. Squad rotation isn't in Lye Town's dictionary after midweek action at Corby. A solo alteration from the trip to Steel Park sees Sam Hall make way for Michael Adenusi in the back line. Josh McKenzie leads the attack after giving the Flyers late hope on Tuesday night in Northamptonshire. He'll be relying on top scorer Joe Palmer to assist in Lye's scrap for survival. Your referee at the Lye Sports Ground this afternoon is Richard Walker. Welcome, welcome one and all to the Lye Sports Ground for this crucial encounter between Coventry Sphinx and Lye Town. It is a huge 90 minutes in the season of Lye. Coventry Sphinx nearly there when it comes to survival. 11 points clear after that brilliant comeback draw at home to Loughborough students last time out. Apologies that we couldn't bring you coverage of that one, but a massive thank you to David Hayward for bringing us highlights of that one on the Coventry Sphinx Twitter, and to Chris Snee for being able to put them out there. But we're back for the rest of the season. No more stag do's, no more parties. You've got my dulcet tones every Saturday until the season's end. Let's get you into the starting lineups now, starting off with Coventry Sphinx in their away strip of red and navy hoops with red shorts and red socks. Coventry Sphinx starts fires. Charlie Wood starts in goal. A back four of Joe Percy, Finley Sharrock, Riley Nicholson and Patrick Zito. In midfield, Fortune Mafosa, Callum Woodward and Idris Hosseini. Supported up front, Harry Wakefield is Kyle Carey and Jordan Hayward. On the bench with the Sky Blue and Whites, Jamie Draper, Harvey Smith, Joe Blowers, Jack Downs and Jack Redhead. Starting for Lye this afternoon, number 1, Ben Newey. 2, Elliot Ball. 3, Danny Cartwright. 4, Nathaniel Dixon. 5, the captain, Joe Burrows. 6, Michael Adenusi. Number 7, Ethan Moran. 8, Dennis DeGee. Number 9, Josh McKenzie. 10, Jack Fletcher. And 11, Joe Palmer. On the bench for the Flyers, number 12, Matt Saunders. 14, Boubacar Diallo. 15, Alfie Stewart. 16, Sam Hall. And 17, Matt Ballard. We are underway at the Lye Sports Ground. Coventry Sphinx kicking from right to left in their away strip, as we said, of red and navy, and Lye in a familiar blue and white stripes. Immediate throw, not into touch by Nathaniel Dixon, lofted high into the sky by Jordan Hayward. Percy will take the throw halfway into enemy lines. So, launched towards Wakefield, couldn't bring it down, and now striding away as Danny Cartwright into the centre circle. It goes long onto the head of Patrick Zito. Tries to return to sender. Adenusi flies in and brings it down for Cartwright. Long ball from the back, headed up by Ronnie Nicholson. McKenzie. Sphinx deal with it well at the back and sent to the left-hand side of Ben Newey's area. Newey. Mafota heads back to Dixon. Carl Carey gets stuck in, but it's his opposite number 10, Jack Fletcher, who picks up in the midfield. Cartwright. End-to-end stuff at the moment. Neither side being able to bring the ball down. Dixon to Adenusi. Elliot Ball. Turns away from Carey. DeGee. And fired upfield by Dixon. Glanced off the head of Mackenzie in the penalty area, and Patrick Zita with a challenge from behind on. Joe Palmer takes it out for the corner kick. First drive into the area for Lye Town results in a set piece. Moran's delivery bounces straight through and collected on the far side by Palmer. Looking for a route in from the left-hand side, covered up by Nicholson, trying to shield the ball out. Palmer, ball into the area, lofted out by Fortune Mafosa. All good bounce on the far side. Nicholson wrestling with Palmer. DeG, blocked up by Vaseni, a little too handsy. Twice, in fact, with the referee still not giving the free kick in favour of Coventry Sphinx. Hands in the back from DeG on Idris Vaseni, twice sending him to his knees. Vaseni did well to get back up and remain involved in the action, but the referee not finding in Sphinx's favour, and it will be a throw-in level with the penalty area on the left wing for the Flyers. Instructions from the touchline as Cartwright doesn't get much distance on that throw. It's knocked out to the edge of the area. Dixon. Cartwright in support, Palmer. Cross blocked by the first man in Callum Woodward. Hayward flicks it over Dixon. Harry Wakefield strolling through the centre circle, chips it left. Kyle Carey covered up by Burrows. Carey looking to set up the strike. Trying to take it past Burrows, but deflects off the thigh of the Lye captain and bounces down the wing for Shark to collect. Carey to Vaseni, where appeals the ball had gone out. Vaseni almost looked like it was heading top pins, but Ben Nui denies him. Vaseni letting fly from long range, and Nui looked composed in gathering. His kick met on the deck by Fortune Mafosa. Dixon for Lye. Nods over to Palmer. Nathaniel Dixon. Through ball for Cartwright, and he will get there ahead of Jordan Hayward. Cartwright's delivery nodded out, unchallenged by Ronnie Nicholson. Long range error by DeG, didn't really get started. Sea of bodies in the way. And Adenusi, hopeful ball bounces into the penalty area, but easy grasp for Charlie Woods. Woods down the heart of the field. Wakefield felt he was fouled there, with Adenusi using him as a launch pad from behind. Denny Cartwright. It's over Moran. Mackenzie chested down by Ronnie Nicholson for Coventry Sphinx, only as far as DeG. Nathaniel Dixon. Rolls it right for Burrows. Palmer, surrounded by red shirts and crowded out, eventually brought away by Finley Shark, held up by Carey. Shark sends it high along the left touchline. It's going to stay in. Adenusi under pressure from Wakefield, forced to head it out on this near side. Good pressure from Coventry Sphinx to keep the move alive. Throw from Carey. Plays a 1-2 of Woods and look for Harry Wakefield on the left-hand side of the penalty area, but Wakefield couldn't get the first touch right. Goal kick it will be. It's a big afternoon in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. We will, of course, keep you up to date with what's going on around the grounds. We could have our second relegation of the season confirmed this afternoon if Grantham Town lose at Sutton Coldfield and Bedworth are victorious against Worcester, then Grantham will be officially relegated. We know now that Grantham cannot overtake Coventry Sphinx. There's only one place outside the drop zone that they can occupy. And Kyle Carey stopped on the deck in the centre circle, had the ball trapped between his legs, surrounded by Lye players who were trying to get the ball away from him. The referee's actually given the foul against Carey, saying that the ball was trapped between his legs. As far as I know, that is not a fence that should be given for a free kick. Rather puzzling there from Mr. Walker. The free kick from Elliot Ball. Bounces past Joe Percy. Leapt to make contact, but saw that there was no one around him. And it's harmlessly out for the goal kick. 7 minutes gone at the Lye Sports Ground. Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Wonder what's going on around the grounds. That's if we can get through the new adverts on the football web pages app, which is making things very difficult in the latter half of the season. Thank you to whoever made that decision. There is an early goal in the game at Sporting Cowser. Corby 1-0 up. And Long Eaton have taken the lead at Rugby Town. That is a goal that Lye fans will be very happy to hear about. And of course, they have to get the job done at the Lye Sports Ground in order to take advantage. Finney Shark steps away from the number 10 in Jack Fletcher, and the through ball for Harry Wakefield. Well, if you've got that much space behind the back line, there's usually a reason, and the reason is he was offside. Flag raised on that far side against the Sphinx number 9. And Ben Newey will take responsibilities about 10 yards outside his area, towards the left centre of the park. The turf at the Lye Sports Ground certainly has battle wounds on it. Much shorter grass length that we've been used to some parts of the non-league scene this season, so you can certainly play football on it, but there's a dry and dusty surface with a lot of turf torn up, and Ryan Nicholson gets the free kick there, leading him with the arm. Was Jack Fletcher, I believe, the number 10. And Nicholson, of course, has had his fair share of facial injuries this season, missed the start of the season due to a broken nose, cheekbone and eye socket. Suffered in a friendly match after a collision with his own goalkeeper. I believe those injuries are fully healed now, but he won't want a repeat of those actions. Woods. Fortune Mafosa misses with the header. Burrows. Now Nathaniel Dixon cures it down the right-hand side, giving chase as Joe Palmer. Shark able to get his body between player and ball. His clearance blocked by the outstretched boot of Joe Palmer, and Coventry Sphinx with the throw-in, I should say, on the left-hand side of their own penalty area. Shark looks for Fasani. DeGee wins that aerial duel. Flicked on by Fletcher. Volleyed clearance into the ground by Ryan Nicholson, and DeGee gets it going again for Lye. Palmer, diving header by the captain, Callum Woodward. Again, DeGee is there to pick up the seconds. Dixon. The offside flag raised against Josh McKenzie, as one of the Lye players has gone down. I believe it's Dixon. Got the ball away, but was caught in the follow-through. The Lye coaching staff none too pleased that the foul wasn't given for the follow-through on Dixon, but it was in fact given for the offside against McKenzie. A reminder of the substitutes for Lye Town: Matt Saunders, Boubacar Diallo, Alfie Stewart, Sam Hall and Matt Ballard. And Dixon seems to have an issue with the right knee. Lye physio on to assist. It's not a sight that Lye would want to see at this stage of the game. Dixon is sat upright and I believe he's going to try and continue. Bit of the old magic spray, never fails. I wonder the full-time scores from the professional leagues: Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 3. Fantastic result there for Crystal Palace. They are through to the semi-final of the FA Cup. Hull City 0, Luton 1. Luton with a bizarre own goal, getting them a crucial win at the wrong end of the Championship table. And Watford 0, Plymouth 0. You won't hear the Coventry City score this afternoon because, of course, the Sky Blues played last night in a 3-1 losing effort at promotion chasing Sheffield United. I was there, and let's just say it was a performance best forgotten. So Woods gets us underway for that free kick for the offside. Brought down right side by Hayward. Percy looked for the return, cut out by Danny Cartwright. Fletcher through the middle. Evades the challenge of Patrick Zito. Here's Joe Palmer, dinks it through. Fletcher gives chase, shoulder to shoulder with Patrick Zito. There was a little hand on the shoulder, but I think Fletcher went down far too easily. And the referee, rightly so, waves away protests. Charlie Woods will start the match again. And well, there's good news for Grantham because Worcester City have taken the lead at home to Bedworth. Of course, for Grantham to go down today, Bedworth have to win at the playoff contenders Worcester City, and it's not going that way so far. Worcester 1, Bedworth United 0. Liam Lockett in the 7th minute for the faithful. 13 gone at the Lye Sports Ground, 0-0. So at the moment things are going okay for Lye, but they need 3 points today to really boost their survival ambitions. Hayward looks to put a real dampener on those hopes. Puts the crossing from the right hand side. DeG clears. Hayward. Joe Percy's delivery. Nodded away by DeG. Fasani fancies another crack at it. It's a low drive this time. On this occasion, Nui's expertise not required. Drifts low past the far post. So Ben Nui out from the 6-yard box. Mackenzie up for it, beaten mid-air by Patrick Zito. Headed on by Jordan Hayward. Burrows is there, not across to the left-hand side where Ethan Moran is waiting. Moran down line. Cartwright charged down by Hayward. Handball claims, and it is flagged now by the referee, who's allowed play on as Lye look for a route down the left-hand side. Sliding Joe Percy prevents the run down the left of Ethan Moran. Collected at the back by Cartwright. Zito. Nathaniel Dixon brings that one down. Moran tried to chip it over Rodney Nicholson, but only over the white line. Accuracy not quite on point. He tried to continue the burst along the wing. And we're going to need another match ball. One of the unfortunate downsides of the Lye Sports Ground is that the far end of the field is pretty much open-ended due to the cricket grounds on the far side of the complex. Just some metal barriers between the two pitches. So ball boys are greatly appreciated here at Lye. Mafosa. They fall kindly for Jordan Hayward. Indeed it does. Covered off by the number 6 in Michael Adanusi. Caught Jordan Hayward. He tried the cross, and the free kick on the right side of the penalty area for Coventry Sphinx. Linesman flagged immediately. And Adanusi will hope that nothing comes of this. Finney Shark is going to take responsibility for this one. Hayward heads back, along with Woodward and Percy. The travelling Sphinx army in full voice as Finney Shark gets ready to whip this one in from the right-hand side. And wrap up Coventry Sphinx is open there. It bounces towards the near post and gathered by Ben Nui. No one could make the vital touch, just bounced in front of the keeper. Nui saw it coming all the way. And Nui pushing his outfield players further up and rolls it to the feet of Joe Burrows. Burrows blasts it through the midfield, and Mackenzie, unfortunately, there just let the ball drift away from him. Fortunately, Mafosa blasts it out off the top scorer. Right in front of the Lye dugout. 16 minutes gone at the Lye Sports Ground, still scoreless. The Coventry Sphinx are looking the more likely at the moment. Carey burrows in from the side, out for the throw in front of the away dugout this time. Sphinx making progress along that left-hand side. Sharrock's throw towards Fasani. Leaping up was brought out again, this on level with the penalty area on the left wing. And they are going to utilise their secret weapon. Riley Nicholson. Coventry's answer to Rory Delap. Nicholson hoofs it in towards Mafosa. Burrows returns the sender with the header. Another throw will follow, and Nicholson will get another chance. Nicholson again. And just tipped over the bar. Well, the goalkeeper really could have left that, because of course you can't score directly from a throw-in. Now Ben Nui decided to be safe and punched it over the crossbar, just in case there was a little touch on the way through. Well, Hayward will take on the right-hand side. It looked like it was punched over on the opposite wing. But Callum Woodward will take from the right. Delivery from Woodward. And Fasani's up there. It was dipping under the bar, and Nui denies him for a second time. Fasani's had all the effort so far. In 19 minutes, Coventry Sphinx have had 3 shots on goal. They've all come from Fasani. Mackenzie. DeG heads onto ball. Goes into the penalty area. Moran was giving chase, held off just long enough by Nicholson, who was holding the back of his left knee. Seems okay now as it's rolled out. Hayward skipping away from Dixon. Now looking to cut in from the right-hand side. Jordan Hayward. Now Fasani. Covered up by Cartwright. Just prevents the corner, but picked up in the corner by Fasani. Down line. Woodward. It's a competent clearance by Lye Town's Michael Adanusi. All the way back with Nicholson, the opposite centre-back for Coventry Sphinx. Charlie Woods. I was looking for Carey down the left-hand side, just a little too much power on that one. Ball shields Carey from it. 20 gone, still 0-0. Coventry Sphinx with all the opportunities. Dennis DeG. Now Elliot Ball, followed all the way by Wakefield. Looked to slide down the right-hand side. The target was Joe Palmer. Patrick Zito beating his man to the punch. Holds off Palmer. Mackenzie tries to make the block and the clearance, but Zito does it comfortably. Cushioned down by Cartwright. Danny Cartwright into Mackenzie, bounces behind the number 9. Shaw tries to get it away with the header. He's dragged down in the area. Referee says no, and the final touch did come off Finney Shaw. It's a corner. Callum Woodward looks on at Richard Walker, the referee, in disgust. And Lye Town will look to use the size of the likes of Adanusi, Mackenzie, DeG, and Dixon with this corner. There is also the short option for Cartwright. But Ethan Moran is going to go more conventional towards that far post and misses everyone. Mayer took a touch of the hip of Dennis DeG. Slid off field on the opposite end by Joe Percy. And Sphinx have a throw in as Nathaniel Dixon coming in from behind. Jordan Hayward just cushions it out on the far side. Carey. Mafosa in space, just couldn't get the first touch right. And as far as Zito from the clearance, launching up was Adenusi. Nicholson, high into the sky. Mafosa up front. Mafosa's got his head on that one. Was looking to get a more Elliott ball. Ball just able to get his boot on it before Fortune Mafosa. And there was a touch from the former Worcester City midfielder. And the referee has pulled it back for the free kick. Deep into Lye territory. Just about to hit halfway through the first half at the Lye Sports Ground. We'll be going off air for half time. So just for 10 minutes or so. So make sure to get yourself a glass of something cold or a mug of something hot to get back here for 4 o'clock for the exciting conclusion of this crucial fixture in the Northern Premier League Midlands. A game which Lye Town dare not lose, especially with Bedworth 1-0 down at Worcester City. It's a real opportunity for Lye, but so far, Coventry Sphinx have looked the more likely. Fasadi looked for Harry Wakefield on the halfway line, couldn't find him. Deflected cross from the left, Patrick Zito. And it bounces that clearance over the head of ball, and then over Kyle Carey to Burrows. Carey leaves Burrows for dust, and that's a perfectly weighted ball, but Hayward had just strayed the wrong side of Danny Cartwright. It looked like the perfect opportunity for Coventry Sphinx. But the flag quickly raised. And in fact, has it been pulled back for a Coventry Sphinx foul? Indeed it has. It looks like there was an infringement on Kyle Carey when he let the ball go. So I was too focused on Jordan Hayward, so I didn't exactly see what was happening. Callum Woodward, 5 yards into Sphinx turf. And Hayward's arriving, but leaping like a salmon was the goalkeeper, Ben Newey. Safe hands from the line, number 1. And if Lye are unable to find their way out of danger, I dare say Newey won't have a problem finding a future at step 4. Mackenzie, Nicholson trying to head away behind him. It's a real scramble as Callum Woodward able to loft it down the right to Hayward. Here's Wakefield. Hayward tried to stay onside, and Wakefield told not to distribute to Hayward as he has strayed off. Instead switches to play for Kyle Carey. Now lofts it over. Harry Wakefield tries to pirouette around the defender. Cartwright forces him wide. And Wakefield needs some help. Percy, first time drive in. And cushion behind for the corner. No, in fact, no, it didn't go over the line from Nathaniel Dixon, but Cartwright has gifted it back to Callum Wood, who blasts the cross from the right off Cartwright, and now it will be a corner. Woodward and Mafosa stopped on the line, diving down low. Ben Newey acting for Lye again. And just to let you know, there have been a couple of big goals in the game between Sutton Coldfield and Grantham Town, and Grantham Town are 2-0 up at Sutton Coldfield. Again, as we said at kickoff, there is a scenario where Grantham can go down today, but at the moment the polar opposite is happening. Bedworth need to win, Grantham need to lose. At the moment, Bedworth are 1 down at Worcester, and Grantham are 2-0 up at Sutton Coldfield. Both goals scored by Jevon Seaton within 5 minutes of each other. Elsewhere, Long Eaton have doubled their advantage at Rugby. They are 2-0 up at Butlin Road. Shepshed 1-0 leaders against Racing Club Warwick. Corby 1-0 up at Swarton Castle, and Worcester still 1-0 up at home to Bedworth. Hayward looking to dink it through for Kyle Carey, bounces to Newey. 26 gone, still 0-0 between Lye and Coventry Sphinx. Newey off the volley. Where will it land? It's towards McKenzie. There's a real battle between Josh McKenzie and Patrick Zito. And McKenzie brought it down, but let it drift away from him. And Mafosa finds Carl Carey down the left-hand side. Ball couldn't arrive in time. Burrows could, and cushions it back to Elliot Ball. Backheels it along the touchline, collected by Callum Woodward. High cross, and Nui sees it coming all the way. Dips right into his hands just as Wakefield was arriving on the scene, but it was Nui's ball all day long. Cartwright skips passages for Saney. Chips it into the midfield, no one there for Lye Town. Moran a couple of paces behind it. Patrick Zito with the interception. Here's Finley Shark embarking down the left. Followed all the way by Palmer. Down onto Carey, back into Sphinx territory with Mafosa. Shark just barged off the ball by Elliot Ball. Great physicality on show from the Lye right back. Zito switches the play from the former Villa youngster to last season's player of the year, Joe Percy. Nicholson. Oh, and Zito caught in possession, but racing out from his box was Charlie Woods. McKenzie didn't have the chance to get there and zone in on goal. And at the other end, Hayward, Wakefield. And I think they're saying he fancies his chances again, but DeG getting his body in the way, preventing the strike. Handball claims against Carey when it clearly hit the shoulder. And Carey, little hand on the shoulder by Denison G. Referee again says no. Woodward was hoping that Carey had got up in time to catch that ball down the left-hand side. Ball is first to seconds. McKenzie, and wrapping his leg around was Patrick Zito. A fine touch on this near side. Nathaniel Dixon screeching to a halt under the challenge of Idris Hosseini, and Hosseini slots it through. Harry Wakefield trying to get space for the strike, all the way through. Harry Wakefield, great save by Ben Nui. One-on-one with Sphinx's man in form, Harry Wakefield. Ben Nui with a great stop to keep Lye in this. Fletcher. Ball steaming in was Finley Shark, and the referee calling over one of the Sphinx players, Fortune Mafosa, I believe, also with Patrick Zito. And here's Patrick Zito who's being called over. Well, Coventry Sphinx with some fantastic opportunities. Really, they should be in front, especially given that one-on-one effort for Harry Wakefield, trying to just slot it through the legs, I believe, of Ben Nui. A word of warning for Patrick Zito. And there'll be no warning shot for Coventry Sphinx. They've got to be ready for this throw in from Elliot Ball. Palmer hassled and high from behind by Finley Shark and slides it out. Great stuff from Shark. Virtually the same position, a couple of yards down line from the penalty area. It's down line with Nathaniel Dixon. But the return ball was short of ball and out for a throw into Coventry Sphinx. Frustration for Lye Town. They can't really get going at that end of the park. Shark's throw, headed on by Mafosa. Burrows. Getting a head test going on now. Who's going to bring it down? It's Mafosa. Chips it right for Jordan Hayward. Bit of space to utilise. Closed down now by Cartwright. Jordan Hayward trying to go around Cartwright, and Cartwright, with, apparently, according to the referee, took the final touch off the left back. The linesman gave the goal kick, but the referee has overturned the decision to give Coventry Sphinx a corner. Well, Jordan Hayward landing firmly in the advertising board. You can hear the thud from here. Thankfully, no lasting damage. Well, a contentious corner. Will it lead to a contentious goal? Not on this occasion. Burrows with a good leap. With the clearance charged down by Hayward. Back in by Woodward. Versailles at the far post. G couldn't get his head on it, but on the bounce can clear. Flicked on by Palmer to Fletcher. 3 on 3. And the through ball to Fletcher now. Jack Fletcher beyond the last defender. It's Fletcher. Nicholson struck back. And now Digi to strike it. Digi! The first element of the game for Lye Town, and it flashes well wide. From a corner that Lye were furious was given to a chance they'll be unhappy they missed. Is that a sign that the Flyers are starting to fire into life? Another goal at Buckling Road, and Rugby Town are heading for defeat. It's 3-0 to Long Eaton. So Sphinx can get something here, and the gap to the relegation zone will increase further. Jordan Hayward was looking promising on the edge of the penalty area, headed it on, I believe looking for the run of Harry Wakefield, but he wasn't going to get there in a month of Sundays. We'll take through the current scores in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coleshill 0, Anstey 1, Dardiston 0, Champions Quorn 2, congratulations to Quorn. Hinkley 0, Boldmere 0, Lye 0, Coventry Sphinx 0, obviously here at the Lye Sports Ground. Rugby 0, Long Eaton 3. As Mackenzie has put it through for Palmer, and Palmer batting for position with Finley Shorak, smothered by Woods, who actually lands on the goalkeeper. Oh, Nicholson tries to clear and smacks it off Charlie Woods. Concoction of calamity at the back. Coventry Sphinx still able to keep it out, and the cross put behind by Moran. Not too dissimilar to the incredible own goal that Hull City conceded against Luton in the early kickoff. Several attempts to clear, but there always seemed to be a Sphinx man in the way of their own clearance. But the Flyers failing to take flight with a real opportunity. Let's continue with the scores. Rugby 0, Long Eaton 3, Shepshed 1, Racing Club White 0, Sporting Council 0, Corby 2. There's been a goal at the game between Sutton Coldfield and Grantham. Sutton Coldfield have got one back, so it's now Sutton Coldfield 1, Grantham 2, Wellingborough 0, AFC Rushden Diamonds 0, and Worcester 1, Bedworth 0. So as it stands, Grantham will not be relegated today, but their lead has been cut in half. Mafosa, hooked over the back line by Kyle Carey. Jordan Hayward tries to set himself at the strike, perhaps blocked by Adanusi, the centre-back. Hayward slipped down the right foot. Callum Woodward, Wakefield's header! It looked, as soon as it left his head, it was going to be nestling in the bottom corner, but it just bounced past the post. Great glancing header from Coventry Sphinx's number 9. I think Lye can count themselves very, very lucky with two brilliant opportunities in the last 10 minutes that they aren't behind at the Lye Sports Ground. And there's 10 to go until half-time. Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Don't ask me how, it is still scoreless. Fletcher trying to take advantage of the bounce against Percy. It's down line with Moran. Finds the left back in Cartwright. Fletcher. Dixon. Lofts it towards the far post. Collected by Elliott. Ball covered up by Shorrock. Palmer. Blast the cross off in his Shorrock. And Mafosa feeling that Palmer got the final touch. It's not. No, it has in fact gone out for a goal kick. And Coventry Sphinx will have the goal kick. Closing in on half-time. Remember, we are going off air at half-time. So, don't be alarmed if we go off air for around 10 minutes. Carey trying to get on the end of that goal kick, but it's Adenusi getting it for Lye. Putting his body on the line. Callum Woodward stretching to dispossess Moran. Carey on the opposite side. Driven up by Nicholson, but De G is the only man in the vicinity. But De G's run curtailed by Fasani. Just let the ball trickle away from his feet. Carey trying to step over away from De G. Sandwich between Lye players. He can't do it all on his own. De G again for Lye. Mackenzie backing into Nicholson. De G. Rolled right by Nathaniel Dixon. Burrows the ball. Elliot Ball looking to sift it through for Dixon. Dixon back heel. Palmer tried to square it, but cleared by Callum Woodward, the Sphinx captain. One too many passes for Lye Town. And Mafosa stretching to get a touch on the ball to find Fasay to start the counter. He was tripped. Unfortunately, he tripped the Deus to G with the outstretched leg. On today's coverage, as always, this season sponsored by our friends at Cahill Contractors, and a poor free kick from Burrows, looking to slip it through the ball for the crossing opportunity. Shorrock was wise to it. Burrows header, headed back where it came from by Shorrock. Carey. Dixon. And now it's with Jack Fletcher. Moran. And Ethan Moran not catching that ball sweetly at all. Was he looking for Mackenzie on the left side? Was he looking for goal? Only the number 7 will know. Now, as we were saying, this season's coverage is sponsored by Cahill Contractors, experts in groundworks and civil engineering. Make sure to hit them up. Thank you very much to Cahill Contractors for your support this season. Well, Sphinx have had by far the best opportunities, and the chance that Lye really should have put away came from Coventry Sphinx's errors at the back. Sphinx very nearly masters of their own downfall. They need to be masters of their own success. And oh, that's a nasty landing for Callum Woodward. Running into the body of Nathaniel Dixon. Thankfully, Woodward is back on his feet. So it's going to take more than that to keep the skipper down. Callum Woodward. And Jordan Hayward, great chest control. It's Jordan Hayward, couldn't get the effort down. A little too enthusiastic in trying to fire Sphinx in front. But what a ball that was from Callum Woodward. Brilliant chest control from Hayward. Just needed the finish to cap off a brilliant move. And Grantham have thrown away their advantage. Sutton Coldfield are level. Grantham led by 2-0. Sutton Coldfield through Edmonds and Corey Burke have brought it back to 2-2. Fasani going head-to-head with Dixon. Seconds collected by the captain, Callum Woodward. Lofted ball to the right-hand side, bounces over the line, and Cartwright will get us underway again with the Lye throw-in. Nicholson heads into touch 10 yards into Sphinx territory. Ball booted over by one of the members of the Lye coaching staff. Johnny Wilkinson, eat your heart out. Here's Burrows. Ball. Neat one-touch football, but the second touch from Nathaniel Dixon was a little too heavy for ball to reach. Throw in level with their own box for Coventry Sphinx. Shark with the run-up. There it goes along the left touch line. Palmer beats Smithos as that aerial duel, headed away by Dixon. Percy. Brought down the area by Jordan Hayward. The flag stays down against Kyle Carey. And no, he doesn't. He's just lifted it over the goalkeeper. It's a delightful finish, but it won't count. It looks like the linesman has got that one right, but it was a rather late flag. And Newey will take responsibilities. About 10 yards outside his area. Hinckley have just taken the lead at home to Boldmere. We will have another run through of the scores before we go off air for half-time. Newey, Mackenzie waiting on the edge of the area, bounces over Mackenzie. Ball battling with Kyle Carey. Carey holds off long enough for Patrick Zito. Zito's clearance cannoned off a line man. Sharrock away again. Lye coming back for more. Cartwright wrestling with Idris Hosseini, and it's Hosseini who finds Jordan Hayward slightly under hit to Harry Wakefield, mopping it up. At the back was Dennis Deji. And Sphinx will have a throw in just into their own turf. Joe Percy. Deji. Sphinx trying to bring it down and get going. Hosseini. Stabbed on towards Harry Wakefield. Hayward's making the overlapping run. Wakefield going all alone. Smacks it off Burrows. And the centre of Zito, Nicholson, finds Zito again, just able to hold off Mackenzie and poke through the Worcester, line midfielder, I should say, but the former Worcester man, Fortune Mafosa, just evaded Kyle Carey, throwing into Sphinx territory. Oh, and Fortune Mafosa caught by an errant heel of Nathaniel Dixon, trying to get the heel on the ball, but caught Mafosa on the forehead. It's the last minute of normal time. I don't think there's going to be too many stoppages. The only injury that we saw was to Adenusi in the early minutes. And they're getting the substitutes board out so we can be informed how many minutes there will be. Woodward nodded towards this near touchline by Ball from that free kick, level with the box. Sphinx with the throw. And Carey is going to leave it for Riley Delap Nicholson. Long throw from Nicholson. Keeper came for it, didn't claim it, and Vafoso, I believe, headed it wide. A rare errant punch from Newey, who's been rock solid so far. 2 added minutes confirmed at the end of the first half. Newey and Percy gets out of the way of that one, just lets it bounce straight out for the throw deep into Sphinx territory. And, well, the throw-in taken out of position from Riley Nicholson, so Sphinx will have to take it again. And, well, I believe a comeback is in the works at Butlin Road. We told you that Rugby were 3-0 down. It's now 3-2. So Rugby on the comeback trail. We'll try and get you the goal scorers in a moment. 34th minute, Lucas Stanley and a Trey Charles penalty, getting Rugby back into that one. Elliot Ball for Lye. Heavy touch by Mackenzie as he tries to keep it away from Zito, and it's actually worked in his favour. Whipped in by Mackenzie, collected by Joe Percy at the far post. Moran's arriving on the scene, Percy clears. And Jordan Hayward caught by a stretched boot of Nathaniel Dixon. Sphinx have the free kick, and that will surely end the first half proceedings. But the twisting and turning relegation dogfight is certainly an interest to both sides. As we'll have a look at the table at half-time as well. But you have to figure at this late stage of the season, the point isn't going to be enough for Lye in a game like this. Woods. Mafosa gets his head on that one, but not enough. It's collected behind by Dennis DeG. Just curled that along the right touchline. It stayed in and finished Shark. I think he was trying to see it all the way for the goal kick. Didn't have the legs on it. Charlie Woods high into the sky. And Mr. Walker blows the whistle to win the first half, which Coventry Sphinx will feel they should be ending in front. Some great opportunities for Fasani, Wakefield, Mafosa. But it remains scoreless, and Coventry Sphinx nearly the architect of their own downfall with that potential own goal, with Nicholson trying to clear and blasting it against his own goalkeeper. But it's on as even at half-time. A blank score sheet and a clean slate for both sides for the second half. Half-time score, Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Let's get you into the half-time scores now from around the grounds. Coleshill Town 0, Anstey Nomads 1, Darlaston Town 0, Quorn 2. Quorn already champions of the Northern Premier League Midlands. Hinckley Leicester Road 1, Boldmere St Michael's 0, Rugby Town 2. Long Eaton United 3, as we told you. Long Eaton were 3-0 up. Rugby have pulled it back to 3-2. That's going to be a very intriguing second half at Butlin Road. Shepshed Dynamo 1, Racing Club Warwick 0. Shepshed really ending any lingering doubts of relegation with what is set to be a crucial victory. Spalding Castle 0, Corby Town 2. And as we told you, Grantham, great start for the Gingerbreads, 2-0 up at Sutton Coldfield. Sutton Coldfield have pulled it back to 2-2. Wellingborough 0, AFC Rushden Diamonds 0, and Worcester City 1, Bedworth United 0. So those are the latest scores from around the grounds. Let's get you through the table, the wrong end of the table. Of course, Quorn are already champions. That's confirmed, 19 points clear of Corby Town. Grantham still bottom on 18 points. Lye, 24 points, 6 points above Grantham. Then 3 points further up is Rugby Town on 27, Bedworth on 30, and Sphinx at the moment actually now going 12 points clear of the relegation zone, with 4 matches for them to play at least. Bedworth, Rugby, Lye and Grantham all have 5 left. So those are the half-time scores and the current relegation picture here at the Lye Sports Ground. We're going to go off air now for the next 10 minutes for a quick break, but don't worry, we're back at 4 o'clock for the second half. Second half action coming your way here on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel. Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. We're all set for a thrilling conclusion after a very intriguing opening 45 minutes here at the Lye Sports Ground. No changes from what we can see for either side, so it's as you were. As the Lye coaching team make their way back to the dugout. And Richard Walker, the man in black, man with the whistle, gets us ready to kickstart the second half action. Of course, sides reverse now. Coventry Sphinx kicking from left to right in their away strip of red and navy hoops with red shorts and red socks. Lye in their usual strip of blue and white stripes with blue shorts and socks. And Sphinx firing out the blocks there. Jordan Hayward trying to leap in on Cartwright, but he's able to divert the ball away, and Adanusi falling to the ground as he let the ball fly towards Nathaniel Dixon. Back on his feet, but I think he got his studs caught in the ground there. Here's Palmer. McKenzie blasts the cross against Patrick Zito. They're having a ding-dong of a battle at that end of the park this afternoon. There will be a throw-in. Elliot Ball takes it short. Palmer into the midfield for Dixon. DeG with his back to Mafosa. Rolls it left and it's under hit to Cartwright. Jordan Hayward skips away from DeG. Here's Fortune Mafosa. Spinks on the counter. Mafosa looking to poke it through for Hayward. I can only find Adanusi. Adanusi gave it away cheaply to Jordan Hayward. Runs it into the path of Joe Burrows. Hooked on by the Spinks centre back in Nicholson. Joe Percy turns away from Ethan Moran, and Nicholson scuffs it into touch. The throw in from Moran, shepherded back to the goalkeeper by Nicholson, atoning for that half error, I think we'll call it. A little unfair on Nicholson to call it a full error. Woods getting a driven Sphinx underway again. That's a great ball. It's a great touch by Harry Wakefield, but Burrows able to latch onto the seconds. Thumped upfield. Nicholson chested away from Moran. Moran forcing it over from behind. Free kick, Coventry Sphinx in their own backyard. So Woods again with the ball at his feet. Not only one of the best shot stoppers in the league, but one of the best distributors. Woods, and headed into his own backyard by Adanusi, dealt with by Burrows. Cleared as far as Palmer. Shark sneaks in and snatches it. Kyle Carey, oh, it's had too much height on it. It's onto the mound behind Ben Nui's goal, and there was a bit of a nightmare in training for Coventry Sphinx groundsman Martin, who was called in as the oldest ball boy you've ever seen, having to collect the training balls from that mound. And the referee has halted the restart here as Fortune Mafosa has an issue with his mouth, I believe. Was there a bit of a errant arm from Josh McKenzie? It certainly appears so. And the referee just says to the boys, keep it simple. Nothing silly at this stage of the game. And well, Mafosa and McKenzie have certainly got eyes for each other. Eventually Nui gets it away. It's Patrick Zito who heads away from Jack Fletcher. Dixon on the halfway line, heads into the chest of Fortune Mafosa. Stumbled by Hale, but still able to flick it over Danny Carwright. In fact, no, it's bounced into touch, and Coventry Sphinx have the throw in. Taken quickly, Wakefield down the touchline, just shoves Adanusi aside. Now, hey, Wakefield in from the right-hand side, tries to tuck it in at the near post, blocked by Burrows. Comes out with Jordan Hayward. Looks to switch the play, but volleyed into relative safety by Dennis DeG. In Sphinx territory, it's finished Shark all the way back with Charlie Woods. McKenzie puts him under pressure, nothing that Woods can't handle. Met in the air by Burrows of Lye. Helped into touch by Elliot Ball, and Coventry Sphinx had the throw around 10 yards into enemy lines. Okay, that's a delicious ball in for Jordan Hayward. Couldn't quite get the first touch right, had to pirouette away from a defender. And Dennis DeGee finishes the job. Mafosa thumps into enemy lines again. Cartwright only as far as Joe Percy. Percy in, Wakefield, and the header dips into the hands of Ben Nui. Well, the shouting you would have heard there was from Coventry Sphinx superfan Noah. You find very few people have the love for Sphinx that Noah has. Also, he's seen in my look, that kid. He's started wearing a flat cap recently. I might have to start suing for gimmick infringement, I think. Elliot Ball, overhead kick. Palmer, who got the last touch. Well, it doesn't matter because it stayed in. Hooks it to the feet of Patrick Zito, was looking for Mackenzie. Zito, the former Aston Villa trainee. Yes, clearance back to the goalkeeper with Ben Nui via Adenusi. Percy nuts it up in the centre circle. And then on by Fortune Mafosa. DeGee. His pass blocked off by Mafosa. Hooks it right. That's a great ball for Palmer. Palmer cutting in from the right-hand side. Tangling with Finley Shark. Stings the gloves of Charlie Woods. And Mackenzie won't get a chance at a second crack at it thanks to Ronnie Nicholson's diving header. And Cartwright at the back, skewing the clearance this near side on the right side of the box, collected by Jordan Hayward. Mafosa across the face of goal, was looking for Harry Wakefield and just shielded into touch by Burrows. When we told you this second half was going to be interesting and entertaining, we weren't lying. 6 minutes gone, and already this second half is looking spicy. So over the coffin there, Sagdoos may well be tiring, but they also take it out of your voice as well, so mine hasn't quite recovered. Burrows looks at Mackenzie from the back. Mackenzie gets the touch away from Patrick Zito into the path of Finley Shark. And Palmer tried to prize the ball away from Shark and only take it into the touch for Coventry Sphinx's throw, 15 yards into their own turf. Shark taking it a little further up. Wakefield tried to bring that ball down with the head, but it's only a ball behind, heading it onto the cricket pitch. How's that? Shark. Wakefield held from behind by a ball, and the header is as far as Dixon, but Dixon's clearance along the deck rolls into touch just shy of the halfway line for a Coventry Sphinx throw. Shark. Wakefield again the target, glancing header by Harry Wakefield. Scoops up and away by Adenusi. Carey. Headed on by Joe Percy. Here's Harry Wakefield. And Fasani taking it on the volley. Fasani really wants that goal today, doesn't he? He's had more efforts on goal than anyone. 2 on target, 2 off. My experience here at the Lye Sports Ground, it's a ground where you don't often see many goals, but you're never short of entertainment. Carey. Harry Wakefield wrapping his leg around. Wakefield was Adenusi, and the clearance bounces off the metal railings back into the cricket field. Oh, there goes Johnny Wilkinson again, launching it over the other side. Well, actually, no, it can't be Johnny Wilkinson. He didn't break his thumb in the coin toss. Here's Carey. Initial interception by DeGee, and now Burrows to hook it away. Chest control on the halfway line by Mackenzie, but wrestling with it as Patrick Zito. That's a battle and a half. Fasani. Hayward's on the right-hand side for Saney. Threads it through for Carey. I was looking, I believe, for Harry Wakefield, but it just trickles into the goalkeeper's hands. Ben Nui with an easy gather. Nui's distribution. It's Nicholson this time behind, beating Mackenzie in the air. Hayward nods the clearance this near side. An aids catcher from Moran. Callum Woodward floated over the back line. The flag raised against Wakefield. I'm not too sure about that one. It was marginal. Well, we did offer to provide VAR for an extra tenner, but the league said no. And we are coming to the end of what has been an enthralling season of pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands action. A season that Coventry Sphinx can be very, very proud of. As it stands, they'll be going 12 points clear with 4 games to go for Sphinx, 5 for the teams below them. So, as it stands, Sphinx could, if they get the victory here, they could wrap up safety next weekend. And Sphinx, it appears, getting their first change ready. Paul Seddon earning his money with the substitutes board. Sharks throw. Heads up towards Mackenzie again, but hooks on by Fortune Mafosa in the midfield. Digi nods to the cross into no man's land, and Fortune Mafosa takes it on, and leaving Deus Digi behind. Digi in from the side again. Wrestling for the ball, and it is off Fortune Mafosa last. Deus Digi did very well against a man-mounted centre mid in Fortune Mafosa. And Joe Blowers, I believe, the former Coventry United captain, ready to go. Mackenzie heads on the throw. Palmer, shoulder to shoulder with Patrick Zito. He's not going to lose that battle. Across to Nicholson, who finds Shorrock at left back. Finney Shorrock. Looks for Carey on the left side of the area. I think Elliot Ball was actually nodded into the path of Harry Wakefield. Now finds Kyle Carey, covered off by Ball. Tries to put it into the path of Finley Shorrock, but arriving on the scene was Nathaniel Dixon. Shorrock just a pace or two behind it. Ball. Crossfield ball towards Moran. They just bounced short, and Charlie Wood's quick thinking, instant reactions. Racing off his line to gather, and now it's with last year's player of the season, Joe Percy. Looks for Wakefield. It's easily mopped up at the back. And Adanusi gets it away into Spinks' area again. And they'll start again with Patrick Zito, and Spinks will get going with the substitution the next time the ball goes out of play. And will that be after a goal? Kyle Carey chests it down, there's a tangle in the area. Referee wags the finger. Elliot Ball and Kyle Carey getting a little too close for comfort with each other. It was Carey who ended up on the deck with the referee in no uncertain terms denies the spot kick. Hayward tries the cross from the right-hand side, deflected behind for the throw-in off Danny Cartwright. And Spinks are going to hold the substitution. They don't like making substitutions when they're on the attack. And the long throw's coming in from Joe Percy this time. Nodded across by Fortune Mafosa, and eventually cleared by Digi. Didn't know where that ball was going to land for a moment. And Zito's doing a fantastic job marking Mackenzie. Palmer. Fletcher trying to take on Riley Nicholson. Tried to flick it away from the young centre-back, but only towards the cricket field. And Joe Blowers will replace Idris Fasani. Tries he might, he couldn't get on the score sheet today, but Fasani was certainly looking good for his start. the former Coventry United captain, who's also played for Wellingborough and Boldmere this season. Will look to make his impact from the bench. A job well done for Idris Hosseini. Now Joe Blowers takes on the mantle for the last half hour. Finney Shark gets us underway again. It's over Harry Wakefield. Ball nods into the centre for Nathaniel Dixon. Here's Palmer. Scrapping from behind was Finney Shark. Couldn't prize the ball away. Ball, cross-field delivery to Nathaniel Dixon. Dixon's got plenty of space, but it's closed down now by Fortune Mafosa. Dixon and Mafosa going head-to-head, and Dixon trying to cut in now. It's an opportunity for Moran, blocked by the back, I believe, of Joe Percy, and striding clear now with his first interaction. It's Joe Percy. Joe Blowers, I should say, as it hits the underarm of Dennis DeGee after a neat run into Lye territory, into the midfield by Joe Blowers. And Lye also getting not one but two changes ready, with Matt Saunders and Alfie Stewart both prepared. Woodward's cross from the free kick, headed away by Adanusi. Fletcher tried the cheeky back heel, was under hit. Moran has got on the end of it now as Percy was forced to this near side. And Spinks have got themselves a free kick there as Mackenzie, a little too forceful in keeping Ryan Nicholson at bay. And here come the changes for Lye Town. No, Saunders and Stewart are coming on. And the first man leaving the field is Joe Palmer. He's replaced by Alfie Stewart. And Ethan Moran, I believe, is the second player to leave. Indeed, he is. So Ethan Moran and Joe Palmer off. And coming on, Matt Saunders and Alfie Stewart. And Jack Downs is getting his shirts on. The Spinks legend in his own right. He's been out of action for a couple of weeks with a rib injury. It's the free kick from Charlie Woods, nodded straight out off the head of Fortune Mafosa. And Lye potentially preparing another change. Both sides looking for that final piece on the chessboard. Orchid landing on the chest of Cartwright. Burrows has found Elliot Ball. Ball's clearance, tracking back his Finney Shark. Should get there ahead of the substitute Matt Saunders, and does, hooks it upfield at the expense of a throw. About 5 yards into Spinks territory, and the second change of the afternoon comes with Fortune Mafosa replaced by Jack Downs. Now Mafosa starting to enjoy his football again after a long injury with that ACL problem, but he has been fantastic since putting on the Spinks shirt for the first time at Worcester City a few weeks ago. Ball. Oh, good control of Saunders there, but he's played it back to Ball. Rolls it into the centre, but no one home for Lye. Jordan Hayward flicks it over the back line. Wakefield, chest control, takes it into the left-hand corner. Shoulder to shoulder with Adanusi, and he's got the throw in. Great work from Spinks' number 9. And again, we'll need the ball boys to go and fetch us a ball. Carey getting stuck in the area with Hayward and Wakefield, and the referee is asking that the metal hoardings around the pitch be reinstated. One that had fallen over. Nicholson trying to get a bit more of a run up with the throw on that far side of the field. It's knocked away by Burrows. So back in by Woodward. Kyle Carey tries to put it across the face of goal, but he got the side of the boot on it, but puts it into the side netting. The Sphinx faithful standing behind Nui's net, hoping to see it bulge in the next 26 minutes. Who's going to get the ball from the goal kick? Bounces over Jack Downs. Played back to Downs by Callum Woodward. It's a real battle. Who's in the mix for Lye Town? Elliot Ball, oh, poor touch on the right side, ends up out on the far side for a throw-in. And rugby's spirited comeback looks like it's over. They came from 3-0 down to 3-2. It's now 4-2 Long Eaton at Butlin Road. And Grantham, well, their capitulation is complete. They were 2-0 up. They're now 3-2 down at Sutton Coldfield. So if Bedworth can somehow turn it around at Worcester, Grantham could be relegated today. Fletcher. Saunders. He's got Stewart up there, but rolls it left with Dennis DeGee. Overlapping run is being made by Cartwright, and Cartwright is found. It's whipped in by Stewart. Good strong header away by Patrick Zito. Blowers pirouettes away from Dixon and sending Kyle Carey on a mission down the left-hand side. Those two know each other very well from their Coventry United days. Carey crossing chance from the left-hand side. Wakefield's in there. He's going alone. Tries to stick it in the near post. Blocked by Burrows. DeGee is caught by Jack Downs on his way out of danger. Lofted back in by Carey. Jordan Hayward couldn't rise enough to head it home. It's off the top of his head and wide. Well, Racing Warwick have equalised at Shepshed Dynamo in that game at Butthole Lane. Mackenzie blasted against Mackenzie and off Matt Saunders by Patrick Zito. Eventually flies out for a throw in just in front of Elliot Ball, which he takes quickly. Now Saunders carrying from behind, leaning into the back. Allows Finney Shark onto it, but Shark stopped up by Nathaniel Dixon, who concedes the throw in on the far side, about 10 yards into Sphinx territory. And Mr. Walker telling Shark no further than that for the throw. And the linesman flagging against Finney Shark there for a foul throw. Is pulled back for a throw into Lye, which will be taken by a ball. It's, the first attempt doesn't go well, so the second attempt will follow. As Boubacar Diallo is set to make an appearance from the Lye bench. Sphinx sending that ball out straight out for another throw in, this time off the head of Joe Blowers. And they wanted to make the change, they won't get the chance to as Ball's throws to Dennis DeGee, but hooked straight down the left by Finney Shark, and another throw in, this time 5 yards into Lye's half of the field. And here comes the third change for the Flyers. And it's Nathaniel Dixon who will leave the field. Nathaniel Dixon replaced by Boubacar Diallo. So the young forward on for Lye Town. They are going for it. With 21 minutes to go, it's still Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0, and Diallo immediately getting involved as there was appeals of a handball against the youngster. Kyle Carey feeling that it came off the upper arm of the Lye substitute. Referee says nothing doing. It's gone out for a throw-in again on the far side, just into Sphinx territory this time. A bit of a stop-start last couple of minutes at the Lye Sports Ground. Ball headed up, but kept in by Kyle Carey, high into the sky. Downs couldn't get to it. Saunders got his head to it. Burrows. Now Diallo. Gets it back from Cartwright. Diallo stings the gloves of Charlie Woods, and Mackenzie fancies his chances on the seconds, but couldn't hit it first time. Launched up by Woods. Carey couldn't bring it down, and Lye coming back for more. Here's Elliot Ball. Diallo in support for the cross. Still going Elliot Ball. Back here to Boubacar Diallo. Sharks down in the area. Referee doesn't have to stop the game as it isn't a head injury. Diallo tries to get the cross in. Stopped by Downs. Now it's with Elliot Ball. Did you nowhere to go except behind to Burrows? Ball. Lye stacking everyone up. They smell blood in the water. Bubbles through to Diallo. Boubacar Diallo slide in by Patrick Zeta. Didn't take the ball all the man, but enough to force him away. And Jack Downs launches it clear. Woodward hooks upfield, but Burrows back in possession for the Flyers. Adanusi at centre-back, the only change to the side that lost 2-1 at Corby midweek. Floating cross, it's over, Mackenzie. Diallo should get there and does, covered up by Shark, who has sufficiently recovered from that injury. A little too strong for Boubacar Diallo, free kick right in the right-hand corner. And the substitution coming up for Coventry Sphinx. And no, the change has now been cancelled as the substitute wasn't ready. And now Sphinx will have to concede. We'll have to defend this corner without making a substitution. Coventry Sphinx. It's whipped in from the right-hand side. Mackenzie, it's dipping, not dipping enough. Cleared towards Kyle Carey, the flag raised. Sphinx were set to bring on Jack Redhead, I believe. There's been a bit of a commotion on the dugout. They were ready to make the change, but Redhead wasn't ready to come on. He's now got his shirt. Sphinx still waiting to make that change as Redhead is getting ready. A bit of a kerfuffle on the touchline, and again the linesman asks, are Coventry Sphinx ready to make the substitutions? Well, also Harvey Smith will be coming on as well. And now they are going to make the substitutions as Sphinx have a throw on the far side of the field. Finney Shark is replaced by Jack Redhead. And I think Boubacar Diallo has actually forgot his shin pads, so he's had to sit those in on the fly. Harvey Smith will be the next Sphinx introduction. Well, I think that one's going to have to wait. So just confirming there, Finney Shark replaced by Jack Redhead. So Jordan Hayward will slot in at left back, and Redhead will push on further afield. Now they are going to make another change, and Harvey Smith is coming on for Harry Wakefield. So they aren't going to go two up top. Harvey Smith will take on the striking mantle from Harry Wakefield. And with 16 minutes to go, Coventry Sphinx with one change left, that being Jamie Draper if he's needed. Was Draper a centre-back? Lye have made 3 changes, Sphinx have made 4. Are we heading for a scoreless draw at this stage of the game? And the throwing on is straight out for another one for Coventry Sphinx, deep into Lye territory. Towards Smith. Burrows does enough and cleared by Diallo. So back right came from by Woodward, volleyed on by Ball. Stewart. Doesn't quite have enough on it for Fletcher. Mackenzie. It's floated towards the edge of the area. Joe Percy nods it back to Charlie Woods between the 6. It's become a little more tentative in the last 10 minutes. Neither side wants to make that mistake which will lose them this match. Smith looking for Kyle Carey on the edge of the area. Down goes Adenusi. And Coventry Sphinx, none too pleased that the whistle had blown as Carey was ready to strike home. Well, Adenusi has stayed down. May well need some support from the physio. Well, the referee was telling the physio to enter the field, but Adenusi has said no, don't need it. Of course, if the physio did enter the field, then Adenusi would have to go off for 30 seconds. It sounds like Sam Hall is going to be replacing Adenusi from the yell on the touchline in what would surely be a straight swap for Lye. Diallo, as Jordan Hay was trying to shield the ball down the right touchline. It will be a throw-in level with Sphinx's penalty area for the Flyers. Temperature starting to drop. It's getting a little bit more murky over Lye Sports Ground. There was a little bit of rain at the start of the second half, but it's held off for the most part. And the throw is to Boubacar Diallo. Heavy first touch takes him away from Jack Redhead, forced towards the halfway line. Here's Burrows. Smith in with the challenge. Burrows down the right. Digi and Elliot Ball's delivery easily blocked by Jordan Hayward. It will be another throw-in level with the box for the relegation-threatened Flyers. And again by Ball. Mackenzie the target this time. Awkward bounce in the area over Mackenzie, but Sphinx deal with it. Carey flicks it away from Ball. Volleys on towards Smith. Can Smith get his head on it? It's Adenusi from behind, winning that aerial duel. Down to the centre circle, on towards Joe Blowers. Can he beat the defender for pace? Cartwright just able to hold him off long enough that forces the throw on this near side. And Blowers is going to wait for the long throw specialist, Riley Nicholson. Nicholson with that jet-propelled throw. Smith blows the forwards. Carey! Cones off the woodwork! Carey smacking his close-range strike, first time off the crossbar. And a yellow card for Jack Red has ended up out for a Lye throw. Sphinx feels it didn't go their way. There was no question that the ball didn't cross the line from Kyle Carey's effort. It's by far the best that Coventry Sphinx have mustered after the break. And the next Lye substitution is coming up. It is, as we thought, Sam Hall, straight swap for Michael Adenusi. And Coventry Sphinx now, they're still unhappy that the throw was given against them. Both sides have one change left. And with 11 minutes to go, this game is perched finally on a knife edge, and Another free kick given there against Coventry Sphinx. I'm not entirely sure what for, but about 5 yards into Sphinx territory, it is going to be a free kick for Lye. Ball plays it short. Digi. Back to Elliot Ball. Ball's cross. Smith being held on the area, but they able to drill it away. Cartwright. Handball claims against Joe Blows as he launched his body in the way. Referee says nothing doing. Tried the long ball, headed back where it came from by Burrows. Now Digi. Ball. It will run away from Mackenzie on the right side of the area. Mackenzie's not had the desired effect up front today for Lye. Lye struggles in front of goal. Well known. Their top scorer Mackenzie with top scorer Palmer with only 5 goals this season. They have been very hard to come by for the Flyers. And Hayward trying to keep that ball in, nearly handed it to Mackenzie. Plays it back with Charlie Woods, flicked on by Jack Redder, but at that moment it's Lye who looked the more controlled side. Boubacar Diallo, I should say. Whipped in from the right, and it was toward the head of Stewart, but leaping above the substitute was Charlie Wood. Here's Joe Percy. Over Redhead towards Harvey Smith. Smith nods on. Redhead beaten to the punch by Cartwright. Smith. Then Redhead getting stuck in. Who's going to get on the end of that ball? It's a real scramble, and it's the Flyers who come away with it. And Joe Percy sending that one straight off the roof of the main stand, right in front of the Coventry Sphinx camera. And the throw-in will be taken by Cartwright. These options further afield. Mackenzie and Seward the targets. Percy pokes it away. Blowers. Smith will give chase, but Hall will see that back to Nui. Nui first time on the half volley. Diallo tries to flick it on, but only onto the chest of Jordan Hayward. Sphinx to try and take control of this game. Back from Lye. Hayward gets the free kick as he left Saunders behind with that little nick on the way through from Matt Saunders. Enough for Mr. Walker to blow the whistle. 8 minutes of normal time to go, plus stoppages. Very little between the two sides. Well, Bedworth have equalised at Worcester City. One more goal for Bedworth and Grantham will be down. Now 3-2 down at Sutton Coldfield. So a Bedworth goal. It's 1-1 between Bedworth and Worcester. It's nodded away by Burrows. Seconds forward in the centre circle to Jordan Hayward. Hassled and harried all the way by Diallo. Blowers. It's taken into touch by Danny Cartwright. And Spinks with a throw in just shy of the area. And this sounds like a job for Riley Nicholson. Time running out for both sides. Who will be a hero at the Lye Sports Ground? It's Nicholson in towards Smith. Nodded across the face of goal. Collected at the far side by Kyle Carey, wrestling with Diallo, and the youngsters come away with it. Diallo, the cross, charged down. Clear, should say, charged down by Kyle Carey. Saunders looked to clear. And Lye will have the ball in their own backyard. Here's Joe Burrows. Ball taking it across his own penalty area, under pressure from Jack Redhead and nearly into the path of Joe Blows. But Ball has evaded capture. Still going, Elliot Ball has done a little too much and runs it into the path of Patrick Zito. Jack Downs has space out wide for Joe Percy. It's rolled to Percy. Covered off by Stewart. Downs looking for Smith in the area. Harvey Smith tried to cushion it back for Jack Redhead, but collected by Dennis Digi. And Digi strolls up to the halfway line, an aimless ball over the back line. Percy should deal with it. He's under pressure now by Alfie Stewart. Forced into the corner, hooked it along the right touchline towards Joe Blows, just over the head of Blows to Cartwright. Cartwright's clearance. Leaping header by Nicholson, and ends up back with Jordan Hayward on the left side of the backline for Coventry Sphinx. Sphinx have just got to try and calm things down, play their game, not Lye's. Hayward. Collision on the edge of the area between Hayward and Boubacar Diallo. It ends up with Jack Downs for another chance to launch it in. Redhead hit the heel of Jack Downs. Unfortunate for Coventry Sphinx as Diallo looking for the crossfield ball to Stewart, and Nicholson's got his back to the goalkeeper. It just trickled into the area. Nicholson doing well to get his body between player and ball and just shepherd it back to his keeper. 5 left. It's pull up or shut up time for both Lye and Coventry. The point's much, much more valuable to Lye Town at this stage of the season. But Coventry Sphinx, with victory here, could guarantee their safety next week. But they've given away a free kick there. Redhead forcing down Boubacar Diallo from behind, around the midfield area. Well, Lye were 3-2 victors against Coventry Sphinx earlier in the season. So a draw for Coventry Sphinx, you wouldn't think it's an awful result, but there's chances in the first half. You think Sphinx would expect to get the 3 points out of that one, and a free kick given as Charlie Woods was just nicked from behind by Sam Hall. It was an easy gather for the goalkeeper. He wanted to throw it out first time. Referee said no, as Kyle Carey tried to dink it down the left-hand side of Jordan Hayward, but just misjudges it. It's out for a throw-in deep into Lye's own half. Burrows to Ben Nui. Competent clearance by Nui. He really has been the difference between a draw and defeat for Lye, but they need more than draws in order to stay at step 4. Digi looks to thread it through for Fletcher. Cut out by Percy, and Percy, and off the ball incident there is Dennis Digi, and again, Dennis Digi on Joe Percy as it's slipped into the air by Diallo, but the referee really should have blown the whistle there twice. Boubacar Diallo, twice Dennis Digi prevented Percy from getting back up rather forcefully, I might add. I must say that a yellow card for Dennis Digi would be the appropriate action. It was off the ball, so the referee, well within his rights to let the game continue, but you have to say that Digi was certainly in the wrong there. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And the drop ball will follow at the feet of Charlie Woods. And the referee has actually now decided to play the drop ball inside the area so he can pick it up and distribute. Less than 3 to go as Jamie Draper gets ready to go on. Woods kick headed away by Hall. Downs keeps it alive, and again off the head of a Lye defender, this time in Elliot Ball. Diallo did well to keep it in, but sends it straight back to Woods. Charlie Woods. Smith got enough on the head to try and find Jack Redhead, but Burrows first to seconds. Woodward, not really any distance on that header. And slices it back into his own half of the field where Nicholson is there. But Nicholson tried to drive it away onto the deck and fell. And this she's to the feet of Mackenzie, but Sphinx able to escape. Woodward, his header on towards Smith, who was offside. Smith back onside now. And it's hooked down the right side for Joe Blowers. Hall with no choice. He had to put it out for the corner. He had Blowers breathing down his neck. Jamie Draper, in what will be the final change for Coventry Sphinx, is ready. I don't think he's going to be brought on in time for this corner kick. That's Joe Blowers just having a bit of a stretch as Callum Woodward lines up this corner routine from the right. It's a game Lye need to win. It's a game Sphinx want to win. And it's still there for the taking. Plucked away from the far post by Ben New, but there was a foul within the confines of the box, which the referee has called upon. And here comes the last change for Coventry Sphinx. And Kyle Carey will leave the field. Jamie Draper comes on. Carey's done the job and can take the last couple of minutes off. We're about to tick in now to added time. I don't think there's going to be a mountain of it. Well, as 0-0s go, this has been pretty entertaining. But 0-0s are not what save seasons at this late stage. And 4 added minutes confirmed for Lye Town. They have 4 minutes to win a game which really they dare not lose. The game at Rugby has finished. Rugby Town 2, Long Eaton 5. That's all over at Butlin Road. And it's a poor kick from Newey straight into touch, halfway into Sphinx territory. Worcester 1, Bedworth 1 remains the scoreline. As we said, if Bedworth could find a winner, Grantham are down. So we'll keep you up to date on that before we go off air here at Lye. Nicholson. Was that headed off the hand of Jordan Hayward? Referee says no. Redhead trying to force his way through Sam Hall, and Hall able to hook it on that far side. Level with the penalty area. Coventry Sphinx will another chance. We've had 1 minute of the added 4. Nicholson. Sphinx are no strangers to late drama. Will we see it again? Towards Harvey Smith, headed out. Saunders is picked up on the edge of the box by Blowers. Rolls off the boot of Nicholson, able to keep within the confines. Saunders steams in to try and latch onto it. The outstretched boot of Nicholson brings down the substitutes. It ends the Sphinx attack. But crucially, Lye aren't able to start the counter. Nicholson taking one for the team. Ben Newey, the Lye number 1, as time starts to run out. We've only got 2 minutes and change left of added time. Draper heads away on the edge of the area. Redhead. Now Harvey Smith. And Blowers trying to make his way through the back line. And Blowers is beyond the defence. Carver trying to track back, and he's done so. Squares it for Harvey Smith to win it for Coventry Sphinx. Trying to send it himself. Brought down in the area. Referee says no. Blowers slides it across. Here's Jack Redhead. It's still there for the win for Coventry Sphinx. Handball claims. Referee says no. Seemed to hit the shoulder of the Lye man. Pinballs off Jordan Hayward. And ends up with Draper in safer clients for Lye Town. Flicked on by Jack Downs. Redhead, second to it against Matt Saunders. McKenzie, challenged from behind by Nicholson, out for a throw-in, just into Sphinx territory. Last 30 seconds of added time, yellow card for Callum Woodward. Last chance saloon for Lye Town with Elliot Ball with ball in hand. Joe Burrows. Boubacar Diallo. Flick to the right by Stewart. Now it's with McKenzie. Hayward mops it up, prevents it from going for a corner. Hooks it out for a throw-in. Just about level with the area, I believe. Check of the watch from the linesman and from the referee. This is it, last chance. It's now or never for Lye, down line. They won't get another chance. Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. The first half was full of excitement, of shots and saves and chances. The second half, a much more cagey affair. No one wanted to make that crucial error. But Coventry Sphinx take another step closer to safety. Now 12 points clear. They have 4 to play. The teams below them have 5. But for Lye, the future looks bleak. They missed the chance. They missed a big, big chance to claw some points back. But as Lye's future looks uncertain, Coventry's looks all the more secure. Final score here at the Lye Sports Ground. Lye Town 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Well, I'll take you through the final scores before we go off there, just to confirm the current relegation picture. Coleshill Town 1, Anstey Nomads 2, Darlaston 0, Quorn 3, Hinckley 2, Boldmere 0, Rugby 2, Long Eaton 5, Shepshed 1, Racing Club Warwick 1, Swaddling Council 0, Corby 5, Sutton Coldfield 3, Grantham 2, Wellingborough 1, AFC Rushden Diamonds 0. As it stands, it's still in added time. Worcester 1, Bedworth 1. If Bedworth can't get a goal in added time, Grantham will go down. I don't believe that they're going to have time to do it. We'll keep an eye on it as so we'll have a look at the Twitter page anyway for Bedworth United, just to check if there are any late developments. And no, there are not as it stands. So it looks like Grantham will survive for another week. The highlights of tonight's game will be available this evening on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel. So a massive thank you to everyone for tuning in to the coverage. A game which Sphinx could have won. Lye had their chances too, but they're heading home with a share of the spoils and taking another crucial step towards Step 4 football next year. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the road again next week.